Oh, welcome everybody. I am Sam Coffman, and this is a lecture that I wanted to give about mitochondrial support. Particularly as the title of the class was mitochondrial support for autoimmune and stress-related chronic illness. However, as you can imagine, as we get to talking about mitochondria, and if you're already very familiar with mitochondria, this ties over into a number of other aspects of cellular function in our body. Mitochondria are where we are going to find our reactive oxygen species, right? So the oxidation aspects of what we think of when we take, why we're taking antioxidants, where the term antioxidants came in to try to increase and support our body and our cellular function. Well, most of the reactive oxygen species that we create or that are created in our body through just normal physiological, processes. Let's talk a little bit about cellular death. And I think it's really important here because a lot of what's overlooked when people talk about mitochondria, they just assume that, hey, mitochondria produce a lot of reactive oxygen species, and if we take a bunch of antioxidants, it can help with that. What people don't understand is that it's very important. The reactive oxygen species, the oxidation process there is extremely important. Cell death is extremely important. If we didn't have cellular death, we would probably die, at an early age, as a toddler covered in tumors, and our body would not function correctly. We have to have cell death. So with the standard American diet, where we have high carb, low nutritional foods, we end up with our high sugar or trans fats or flours, and we don't have any antioxidants in our diet. We're going to get this chronically elevated blood sugar issue, increased AGEs, and just over time contribute gradually um, to our oxidative damage that we're doing to our mitochondria. Japanese dogwood. So this is Cornus officinalis. Also, there's the Cornelian cherry, Cornus mas, I think it is, that's comparable. But the Cornus officinalis, I think, is different. There's some interesting studies that I've read, and I've just known this. Like if you compare the two, you just feel it. You just know there's definitely some medicinal differences between these. And the Cornus officinalis is specifically the species we want for this. So, man, there's a lot going on here. So, a couple of these herbs, and this is one of the big ones. Cordyceps is one, and Japanese dogwood is one. Where I want to talk briefly about the concept of of myelin sheath, of the myelin sheath health, right? The health of the myelin sheath.